the very first time I ever did this, I wasn't prepared to do it. Uh, Sometimes you fall into things. I was teaching at a seminar week called IBI and Income Builders International way back in 1994. And on the on the Friday after we'd been together for a week, we started on the Monday. On the Friday, the boss of the seminar, he's very intuitive, and he yelled out in front of graduation just as they were going to get their diplomas. Oh, and by the way, we're starting something new tomorrow. Barry Spilchuk is going to be the unstuck coach. So if you're stuck, go see Barry. You're good with that, Barry? And, in that moment, you can't say no, but yes, no problem. And so this couple runs over to me and says, we want to be your first appointment. We've got some business stuff that we're stuck with, and please, can we be your first appointment? And so we scheduled it for Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and I figured it'd be 15 minutes. And one of the reasons that the owner appointed me was because I have a background in helping people. I have a background in business. I was a president of the Chamber of Commerce. I do community service, and I do marketing. And so my skill base is kind of broad. So he's just said, yeah, Barry's the guy, and if Barry can't help you, he'll send you to where you need to go. And that was my commitment to people every time they sit down, is I will answer any question that you have honestly. And if I can't answer it, I'm allowed to say I don't know. And I do that with everybody. And if you and I work together, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you as well. So back to this couple, they show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm very nervous because I'd never physically done this before other than in the classroom where I was learning how to do it. And all of a sudden this guy says, you're the guy. So they show up and they look, I said, guys, how can I help? What's your business and how can I help? And there was silence. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? And he looks at her and tears start flowing, and she looks at him and tears start flowing. And she said, it's not our business. It's our marriage. And my first thought was, oh my, what am I going to do? And my second thought was, Heavenly Father, help me. What am I going to say? What am I going to say to these people? And so basically I just listened. And I listened to why she was sad and why he was sad and why together they were sad. And that's where, when you have extensive training, that's where you have to rely on your training. And, we'll try something, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. So I suggested, okay, turn and face each other, and we're going to do this. And I'm going to listen in. And he said, she has to go first because I can't do this. He says, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that we're here. I'm embarrassed that we're saying this. And so I gave them a question to work with, and they played back and forth, and we did 2 or 3 questions, and you could tell they were getting lighter just in their faces and things. And then, intuitively, I keep saying, Heavenly Father, what am I supposed to do next? And I just got some Gmail, that's God mail, or if you're not a God person, gut mail. Okay, and I just said to them, here's the deal. Turn your chairs in a certain way. And basically, she got to be the giver first, and he got to receive. And then for 5 minutes, she basically held him. His back was leaning on her chest, and she held him and got to say the things that she needed to say, and he got to hear the things she needed to hear. And I actually said, guys, I'm going to step outside the room. I've got a timer here. You guys, just in case you're afraid to say things in front of me, just do that. I came back in the room, and they were just like, he goes, do we have to stop? And then they switched it around, and he got to deliver as the giver, and she got to deliver as the receiver. And then again, I went outside the room, and I came back 5 minutes later. She says, go away. And it was kind of nice. So that was great for them because they were in a situation where they were both still living and both got a chance to say to each other what they needed to say. And so that started the foundation of this for me. I was, oh wow, all those skills I learned on how to do this, it's really, really working. So the primary reason I'm telling you this, and that was the very first one I had, is that's where this all started, way back in 1994. When I got to say to these people and listen to my intuition, and not everything I've done over the time has worked, but I've got the process pretty well refined now, and I'm also willing to say I'm sorry if we make a mistake, or just say, okay, that wasn't as effective as it could be, so let's move on. So just before we go to the next video, I just wanted to let you know that the couple, as far as I know, is still married, and they're still happy because they said the things they needed to say, and they got this stuff off their chest. They got this stuff off their minds and their hearts. And so when you get rid of the stuff, all that's left is the love, and the heaviness goes away. And for those of you who don't have your partner still around, that's why usually I get called in, is because I get to be the other person, and you get to say what you need to say, or you get to hear what you need to hear. So that's it for the first one, and we'll see you on the next one.